Hi, welcome back to Making Sense Conversation, the podcast, and we're continuing season 2, where we are talking to women all about their money. My name is Washeke Ndwati, and today I want to talk about financial independence. What is it? Does it really exist? And this is what I do for a living. This is what I've been teaching for 14 years. And the answer will come out. Is there something really like financial independence? Maybe, maybe not. But this is how traditionally I was defining it. And it's still very important. And let's say you earn a salary, but today that salary was no longer there. The business closed down. You are retrenched. You're retiring. Can you sustain your life without the income? And it's very, very important that we accept the truth of where we are. Many of us cannot. So you are not financially independent. So I want women to understand a good salary is not financial independence. Because I hear a lot of people saying, I'm financially well off, I'm doing great, I'm financially independent, I have financial freedom. But a good salary is not financial independence. A high income is not financial independence. It allows you to live a good lifestyle. But again, back to the question, if that job did not exist tomorrow, investigate your lifestyle and what can you and can you not do? So your abilities are not what you're living today. Your abilities are, if it went away, what would you be able to do? Where would you be able to live? What would you be able to eat? That's the reality of your financial situation. Having a good home is great, but it is not financial independence. And this is a hard one because traditionally we've always been told that. We take a lot of pride in owning our home, in running our homes, in managing our homes. We're very emotionally vested in our homes as women. But again, remove the income. You go to the supermarket. Just because you're a home owner does not entitle you to pile things up in your trolley and pass without paying. So you'd need something that is giving you money. So a good home in itself, great, not financial independence. And this is so important because many of us, when we do get that home, we stop. We feel we have arrived. We feel we are safe. You have a roof over your head, but can you even pay the electricity bill for that roof? So we've got to ask ourselves, just because you're surviving, you're managing bills, does not mean you are financially independent. Because your husband has a good income does not make you financially independent. Because again, investigate your lifestyle. If you are on your own, what can you do? What can you not do? And I think for women, it's very important we understand that. So collectively, the two of you may be having income, so there's a lifestyle you live. But both of you owe it to yourselves to always consider what would happen if it was one income. So women, what would happen if your husband's income, for whatever reason, was no longer there? What is it that you still have? What is it that you are able to do? Having a good car, a good lifestyle, again, is not financial independence. In fact, there are many people driving down the highway of poverty in a luxury vehicle. If the job, the business income was not there, would you be able to sustain your lifestyle? Having a big title at work is not financial independence. Having a business is not financially independent. Business owners, I'm a business owner, we make this mistake a lot. But again, if you did not appear at the business, would you be able to still earn an income from it? Or would the business still be able to run? And for how long? So many of us, because there's a myth that as long as you're an entrepreneur, you are financially independent. There are a lot of us entrepreneurs who burn out in entrepreneurship poorer than we would have been if we stayed employed. So own your dependence. And I think the first place is all of us, I think after hearing this, myself included, you're dependent at some point. So own your dependence. Maybe it's to your job, it's to your family, it's to your spouse, it is your business. We are collectively financially dependent. We are not independent. And I think it's important to own it so that we look good. We have our hair done. We have our makeup done. We are wearing those high heels. Yeah. We are flying high in careers, in businesses. Yeah. We are living a great home life, but it doesn't relate to financial independence. And I think Why this was important for me to talk to women is because we are always masking it. We're going out, we're having our lunch, we're having our wine, but we know it's there and we don't really talk about it. And everyone is caught up in this myth of trying to look like they have it together. Others have reached a certain age where they feel, maybe you're in your mid-40s, you're in your 50s, you just feel you should have gotten it together. So you go around life looking like you have it together, but you're like, the day they give me that letter and tell me to go home for retirement, I'm done. So I'll go to the club, I'll do everything, but I actually don't have it together, and we're very afraid of doing those calculations. So I want to tell you this. There will be a shake-up in your life to teach you that you're not financially independent. COVID shook us up, but life has shake-ups. People move on, people change careers, people die, people separate, all sorts of things happen. Jobs are lost, business, environments change, economy does a number on you. There will be a shakeup. So the first thing I want you to understand, there will be a shakeup. There is no human being here who has a magic answer to anything. Even that person that you may be so dependent on or may admire so much, they don't have an answer to anything, and they go through shakeups. You may not know it, but they go through shakeup. We've become a society, we are very good at appearing like we don't have shakeups. We're very good at talking the talk. We're very good at making each other feel like something is wrong with somebody else for going through something, because when you're going through something, you feel that you're alone. So there will be a shakeup in your life. There will be a shakeup in somebody else's life, even the person you depend on and the person you admire. They may not want you to know there's a shakeup. I've talked to men who are hiding the fact that they've lost their jobs from their wives. So they're going through a shakeup, but they know how much, and I'm not blaming the wife here, but they know how much that family depends on them. So the last thing they want to do is let them down. So they'd rather pretend, or they're also scared of the consequences on their side should they not have that job, which has become such a big part of their identity. So people in your life will go through a shakeup. Look at your spouse and know he will go through a shakeup. Look at your job and you know this company at some point will go through a shakeup. It cannot be my be-all and end-all. Your business will go through a shakeup. So there are three things. One, can you handle the shakeup is what you have to ask yourself. And first, I want to talk about psychologically, emotionally. It can't be comfortable all the time forever. You may be in a comfortable season, but it can't be comfortable, and I'm talking financially speaking, all the time forever. When I was starting, I honestly feel I found true financial freedom at the brokest point in my life, because everything, the finances had been stripped off. So I had to ask myself, who am I without the money? And I had to come to the table with myself and say, Sheke, you are mentally able. And that's when I started doing financial planning. And I started doing financial planning even when I didn't have money, very afraid that someone will ask me what the status of my portfolio is. So are you able to take a shakeup? Or have you just been living life pretending shakeups don't come to you? I'm a big believer in non-financial assets because they help us identify ourselves outside of all those things I've mentioned: possessions, title, jobs, careers, etc. Are you a creative? Are you a communicator? Are you a listener? Do you like gardening? All those things, how can you then use them to handle the shake-up? Because when you believe you can't handle a shake-up, it leads to bad financial decisions. You take risks that you shouldn't because you want to replace what you lost very quickly. So if someone comes with a scheme that cheats you how you'll make money overnight, you go for it. Yeah. Can you handle the shakeup? And women, you can handle a shakeup. So this is another thing. You don't also have to tie yourself to places and environments because you feel you can't handle a shakeup. You can handle a shakeup. If the shakeup means you live a different lifestyle for a while, you can handle it. Yeah. Choosing not to be the breadwinner in your family doesn't mean you can't be the breadwinner in your family. If you're called upon to be the breadwinner in your family, you can. You can handle it. And no matter what your situation is or what season you're in and what you've decided for your season, do you allow yourself to see yourself as somebody who can handle it? Or are you forever playing the dependent card? So at your job, you won't put up your hand for certain things or take certain risks or confront certain things because you're so scared that if I lose this job, I can't handle it. But if you could handle it, you would reveal yourself. Yeah. Are there certain conversations you're not having in your relationships because you feel if someone is unhappy with you and you don't play their game, you can't handle it. You can handle it. If you don't speak up in your family about how assets are being treated, etc., you feel you will lose the little you have been given. You can handle it. So I need you to start seeing yourself, no matter what your situation is. Just because you're not the one earning the income in your home does not mean you have to be psychologically dependent. Does not mean you feel you can't do it. You may choose not to be doing it because that's in the season you are in, that's the best choice. But it doesn't mean if you needed to do it, you can't do it. It doesn't mean that if something went wrong with your business, you can't handle starting over. You can handle it. Second thing, let's be clever. Can you minimize shakeups? So, knowing where money goes is a way of being able to handle shakeups. Then if I'm in a shakeup in my life, just like when COVID happened, it was very clear to be able to know I can cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. But when you don't know where money goes, you continue going with the flow until money simply runs out. Yeah. So if your income situation in your family changes, how would you minimize it? Yeah. That's why things like health insurance are important. Very, very important to have good health insurance because you can minimize a shakeup so that a medical situation doesn't come and wipe you out along the way. And none of us, whether you're 20, whether you're 60, know or can predict when an emergency or a health medical situation is going to turn up. So even if you're younger, don't be fooled that you don't need this. Yeah. This is why we have emergency funds. So at least plan money and put it somewhere safe so that you have money for 3 months, 6 months. So if there is a shakeup, you have 3 to 6 months to wrap your head around it and wrap your head around what life needs to be. I think for women, for us, instant uprooting destabilizes us very much. We can handle transitions a lot better than instant uprooting. So if you lose your job, the instant disruption, school fees, the kind of food you eat, where you live is what is destabilizing to you. But if you had 3 months, better 6 months, better even a year, where you're like, okay, we have food on the table, the kids are going to go to school, I am still going to get to point A and B without even looking like a total disaster. My hair is somewhat done. Then you have time to explore, experiment, reflect, think about what your next steps are. So women, do yourself a favor. Make sure you, and I'm talking about you, have an emergency fund. It's fine if you have a emergency fund, but I need you also to personally have an emergency fund for yourself and for the things you would need to have to take care of if certain situations were to come around. Even if you're the one who has not been earning the money, have something that you also do to earn money. Yeah. Have something. You're a stay-at-home mom. That's fine. But what else can you be doing? What can you be doing? What project can you be part of? What can you actually do that can earn you money that you can start learning? So if need be, and not just if need be, maybe you'll start seeing how this is fulfilling you as well. But if need be, you can scale it up if something happened to you. Even if you're not the one earning the money, are you still part of the big financial decisions that are being made? A lot of people lose their spouses, even through death, through disease, and they didn't know exactly what he does, didn't know exactly what assets they have, didn't know exactly where the money was made. They were being given a kitchen budget, but beyond that, they were not actually part of the bigger financial decision. So now start plugging in. Where are we? What are our assets? What are the we assets? He may have his, but what are the we's? And along the way, what is going to be yours, starting with that emergency fund. And then lastly, can we plan for the shakeup? Invest in a way that helps you manage shakeup. So there's some things we'll invest in, but let's say today you don't have a job. What you actually need is that income coming in to support your lifestyle. So have you invested in a way that enables you to do that. Do you have an apartment somewhere earning rent, and that rent can buy you food? Just a simple example. So all your investments cannot just be in land that you can't get rid of. So we may have investment, but our plot may not be what helps you in that shakeup. Yeah, it's things that give you liquidity to manage the shakeup. So even when you're thinking about investments and the investments you need to learn about and expose yourself that, do they help with this? Because shakeups will come for everybody in different seasons and in different times. Shakeups will come in your life, and there will always be a financial shakeup. Nothing is 100%. So I cannot come and tell you because you have many assets, many properties, it's 100%. There could also be a fire to those properties. A bank could go down. I mean, we can keep going on and on and on and on. But I think we owe it up to ourselves to stay informed, to stay updated, and don't wait for others to take responsibility for us, and also understand that no matter what, claim how dependent you are, and so that you're aware these are the risks of my situation, rather than living a life where you completely deny that there's a risk. So don't wait. Start working on this. And remember, it's not just about money. It's not just about money, because there will always be a shakeup. We can't also hold ourselves hostage until all possible shakeups in the world have been sorted out. So allow yourself, even in this time, to do the things that you value and are important to you. There will always be a plot to buy, but that travel opportunity with friends and family does not come all the time. So sometimes, yes, you will spend money on the things that have value to you, and don't apologize for doing that. I hope this has helped you. Thank you once again for listening to Making Sense Conversations. Bye.